All right, guys and gals, today I am going to be making a copy of a Bigfoot track. Dig some of this old out, this plaster out. This is a track, this track right here particularly, is a four-toed track that was got in Oregon by team members Bobby and Corinna Long. And this year is a mold I made of the Patterson track from 1967. But today we are going to make us a copy of this because I had somebody who wanted one, and they're going to pay for it and pay for the shipping and all that stuff. So I'm going to mix it up today. What we're going to do, I use plaster of Paris, and I got a little bowl. I'll mix it in. I'll pour it in. It really, it don't matter how thin you make it. You can add, if it seems too thick, you just add a little more water, make it thinner, and pour it in there. And if you're doing one out in the field, if it's a little bit thinner, you'll get a little more detail. It takes longer for it to dry, but in these right here, I'll usually let them set overnight, and then I can just take them out. But I made these actual molds from the original tracks. So today I'm going to do that, and I'll take some pictures and some video and show you kind of how I do it. All right, here's my mixing bowl, my old spoon that I always use, and how I do it, I mean, you just kind of have to fill around. I usually use 2 to 3 scoops of the plaster material. Usually I like to start with 2 and then mix my water in, and then if I need a little bit more, I'll do it that way. So what I'm going to do now, I'll step over to the sink and put some water in this, and then I'll pour it into I'll mix it up, pour it into the thing, and put into the mold. All right, I've added water in and mixed it, kind of make it like a batter, kind of like pancake syrup or something. So what I do, then I just pour it into this mold. A lot of people don't like plaster of Paris, but I've used it for years and not had any trouble with it. So as you can see, I'm going to be kind of excuse me, I'm going to be kind of light on this, so I'll have to put in a couple more scoops and some more water. So I'll cut the camera off while I get another little batter mixed up, and then I'll continue the video. All right, I mixed up a little bit more, and I'll pour it in there. Maybe it'll be enough. If not, I just add some more. If you're out in the field doing this, you can actually use a water bottle or some kind of plastic bottle and put your plaster down in it, and then add water and shake it up real easy. I'll tell you what, that's pretty close, but I think I'll just do one more little scoop and just top it off real well. So I'll cut the camera off one more time and finish that off and show you the result on filling it up. Okay, I made just a little bit more just to finish this off because I want it to be good and thick as far as the track thickness, that way it don't break so easy. That's the problem with the Patterson casting. When I made a mold of it, it's kind of thin. If you ain't careful, it wants to break. You can actually put some reinforcements in it if you want to, but normally I don't. So pouring in just a little bit more here. And now I will let that set up for I'll let it set up probably overnight. Like I said, a lot of people don't like plaster of Paris, but I've used it for years. I've used it out in the field, and I've never really had any much trouble with it. The only cast I've ever had break very much is the Patterson casting, because it's so thin. There's not enough thickness there to keep it from breaking. But what I'll do, I'll let this set overnight, and then I'll take it out. Sometimes I'll bake it in the oven if it's for a customer, which this one is. I'll bake it in the oven to get the rest of the moisture out. Then I'll wrap it up and ship it to them. But that's how you do it. If you're out in the field, you'll put it in a plastic bottle. You can do it that way and shake it up and pour it into a casting or into a track. But I'll tell you how else I've done it. I've taken and put my plaster in a plastic Ziploc bag, maybe one of those big Ziploc bags, and then I'll add water into it and shake it up inside that. And I have done it out in the field that way. Just ever how you decide to do it. There's not really no wrong way or right way to mix it up. I like mine a little bit more thin because it runs into smaller areas and gives you more detail. But that's how you do it. That's how I do it anyways, and it's been working for me for a long time now. So in the morning I'll do another little short video showing taking the casting out and what it looks like. I did forget to tell you one little thing, and that is you want to make sure you rinse out your bowl the best you can. The best you can do, there's going to be some left over, but that's okay, because we're going to keep using the same bowl over and over. And another good thing about doing this on your kitchen counter is your wife just loves it because it takes up a lot of space and and makes a mess, and she loves it. But that's okay, she'll understand. And I also drop a little plaster everywhere just to make her happy. All right, in the morning I'll show you the results and maybe get it ready to package up. Okay, it's the next morning and we're going to try to remove our casting from the mold. What I normally do is kind of go around it, push it loose, and kind of slide it back a little bit. Make sure I get under it, and there is the track. Now I just have to let it dry because it's still a little bit moist, and then what I'll do, I'll bake it in the oven, and then I'll pack it up and get it ready to go. But there's how I do a cast with some molds that I've made. And this, what's unique about this casting is that it only has 4 toes. If you can see that, it only has 4 toes. And like I said, it was got in Oregon by Bobby and Corinna Long, which are members of our group, the Crypto Crew. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video.